Hi, we're here at the Print Refinery in Louisville, Kentucky at the IPI Connect event, looking at innovations from Fujifilm and LogoJet and just having a great time talking to the IPI members here to learn more about production techniques, marketing, and the Print Refinery format. Let's look inside and find out what's going on.
I'm TK Broecker. I own the Refinery-Louisville East with my wife. We've been in the printing business for 20 years. We've been Print Refinery for 8.
And so where were you before you were the Print Refinery?
Before we were the Print Refinery, we were Motophoto, so we were part of the Motophoto franchise. Physically, we were about 40 feet to the side. We were on the other side. There's a DMV next to us. We were on the other side of the DMV. And we had to make a move, and so when we made the move, we decided to rebrand at the same time.
And it's quite an expanded space. I mean, because most print refineries don't have the production capabilities you have, but
Correct.
You always wanted to do that piece, right? The commercial piece and that piece. So this is actually much bigger.
We did. When we moved, we were originally in 2,500 square feet. Traditional photo lab, doing all the things the traditional photo lab does. And when we moved into this location, we had 3 stores around the Louisville area. And we originally only took up 2,500 to 3,000 square feet of the store, but as we closed other locations and brought their equipment in and the production facility in and the crew in, we kept growing, so now we're up to the full 6,000 square feet.
And about half of it is the retail side. So what?
About a third, yeah.
So what percentage of the overall business is the walk-in versus the commercial?
About between 35 and 45% is B2C walk-in or B2C online.
Right.
35 would be walk-in, 10% online. We run up about 40% or so, maybe a little less, is B2B, and then we do a lot of wholesaling.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because you got that sort of production capability to so that's to other IPI members, correct?
It is to other IPI members. We actually are launching a new website for that, Printmaster without vowels, PRNTMSTR. But it's for IPI members and just for wholesale fulfillment, kind of automating using the automations that we already have in place to streamline it and get it out quicker. Trying to fulfill in ways that photo labs, we're all always concerned with quality and that type of thing. We tend to run into issues with other fulfillments. We are a photo lab, so we look at the pictures.
Right.
A lot of places that don't.
Right, exactly. So you're hosting the first IPI Connect event.
Correct.
So what was, how much input did you have into the equipment? Were you using the equipment before and said, hey, this would be great, or how did that work?
Well, I got informed we were doing it politely at Print United. It was an idea, it was a concept that Ron and Larry with IPI had, and they kind of came up to me at Print United and said, we'd like to do this, and we'd like to showcase some equipment, and it happened to be equipment that I had, so and we have a fairly large space, so it made sense. And as the pilot Print Refinery, it was a good opportunity to show Print Refinery, the equipment we wanted to show, and then also a lot of the subject matter that IPI has been talking about is stuff that we practice. So,
right.
It just kind of made sense and all fell in. How much did I have to do with it?
Well, you have the store and the equipment. You have to do a lot.
And the equipment. A lot of the planning was joint. They came up with a lot of the ideas, and we were just able to facilitate the actual, okay, we will talk about this equipment, but we need to move it so it's not next to the other one and you guys know where we're
Yeah.
So there were some
Logistical things.
Logistical things. But.
So, as the first print refinery, the godfather of the print refinery, if you will, what are some of your learnings from being in the program to going forward? Because, it's a different retail concept than the old Moto Photo,
It's a completely different retail concept. Driving a lot of discomfort. We all tend to, in business, get into our comfort zones and do the same thing over and over.
Sure.
In print refinery, that it pushes us a little bit to be different. Originally, we did want to do more B2B, but it wasn't a huge. We didn't devote a lot of time to it because we got comfortable.
Sure.
And the original print refinery model was 50% B2C, 50% B2B, and so to make that original switch to 50-50, the IPI staff and we all worked together to do that, and now we're even more B2B than B2C. But it's been a lot of fun. We enjoy it, but there's some pushing to make sure everything happens, which is the accountability we need.
Right.
Because otherwise it won't happen.
Well, that's exactly, and coming from a franchise network, and, we covered with Erin that this is not a franchise.
It's not a franchise.
So there are some differences, but there is sort of that, the expectations are different, right? I mean, when I look at the display behind you, it's very similar to the ones I see in other print refineries. And it's not because it's mandated, because, well, it works. It's effective. And that's really the difference.
And being the first one, we were the ones who tried out a number of things that didn't work. And when we discovered it didn't work, we were able to make switches and then hand that out to the other print refineries. Say, hey, look, we tried this. It change the display, add these words, and then you'll actually get some sales.
Yeah. So do you have an example you can share of one thing that just did not work?
I have an example of something that I thought that worked much better than I thought it would.
Okay, that sounds like a good one.
And if you've taken a tour of the store, you'll notice that we have these consultation white tables. I was adamant against them from the beginning. I thought they were a waste of space. They were a waste of use. They would never get used.
Right.
And now, if you ask me, they are one of the most important things in the store design is the fact that you have a place to sit with your customer and actually talk to them and lay out designs. But I will admit, as an independent, I thought, price per square foot, this does not make sense.
Right. But you've become a believer.
I have became a believer. It is one I will actually say you need now.
Yeah, okay.
But I did not like it.
Well, it's good that we're open to new ideas, right? That's kind of why you had to do it.
It is. It was. It's very good.
So, lastly, we're here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
And do you have bourbon recommendations?
Bourbon recommendations. It depends if you're after tours or drinking, but if you're after drinking, Jefferson's Reserve, or anything by Jefferson's is a good bourbon. Buffalo Trace is a good bourbon. Buffalo Trace is the generic distillery for Pappy Van Winkle and Bullet. So it has a good, my personal is Rowan Creek and Jefferson's. Those two are my kind of go-to when I have the opportunity.
Awesome.
But if you want a tour, you got to go to Woodford Reserve.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Red light on, we are rolling.
Hi, I am Brenda Hughes. I am the Vice President of Member Success for IPI, and we are here at our first ever Connect event at the Print Refinery-Louisville East in Louisville, Kentucky.
And what is the IPI Connect event? How is this different from your other events?
What we wanted to do was bring people together in a true production setting. A trade show is great, and we do a fantastic one every year, but it's hard to show the full workflow and capabilities of a lot of the pieces of equipment that members either already have or that they're looking to purchase. And so we wanted to get everybody together in an environment where they could see what's being made, how it's being made. They can ask lots of questions. It's a small enough group that we can kind of do whatever it is that they're here to learn about. So we wanted to make sure that everyone left here with all of their questions about equipment answered. We brought in 2 fantastic vendor partners, one being Fujifilm and the other being LogoJet. So they're featuring the Fujifilm Revoria printer as well as the LogoJet UV printer. So those have been 2 really big hits so far today.
So share with us a little bit about the upcoming IPI convention. You're back in Red Rock.
We are back in Vegas this year at the Red Rock Resort. Kind of an off-strip property, beautiful surroundings in the desert, in the summer when we like it. We like to be toasty at those conventions, but it is very cool inside and you'll have a fantastic time. We have 3 days planned, 2 days of education. Those are very targeted classes. We have such a diverse membership. Everyone prints, but everybody prints on different things and they print for different customers. And so we do lots of breakout education really geared towards every single attendee. And then we have probably our networking is the number one thing that people talk about the show. So the hallway conversations, the conversations over meals. We have a fantastic event app that we use where people are able to coordinate meetups and meetings with each other. And then we have the third day as a full trade show with all of our vendor partners. There's usually about 40 to 50 booths that people can browse, learn about equipment, and then meet up with other members on the trade show floor to see what they're doing with those pieces of equipment, with different services that are offered. So it's really a great time. It's kind of full business immersion for a week, and we're excited to be back in Las Vegas.
And even though IPI has been around a long time, you do get new attendees every year, people who come in from all over the world who are new. What do you have for new members to get acquainted with the group? Sometimes it's intimidating.
Absolutely. So the first cool thing we do is we do have an event app that I mentioned that will go live in May, and people start having networking conversations on there early. So for the 2 to 3 months building up to the event, people will start having conversations. There's little icebreaker activities. People can really get to know each other ahead of time. We always send out lots of great information, kind of preparing you for everything that's going to happen. We'll even tell you down to how people dress at IPI. We'll give you all the details so you'll feel really comfortable there.
What to wear at the pool.
Exactly. We have a dress code. And so once everybody's kind of comfortable getting there, the first day on Sunday, you go and you check in, meet our team, get your badge, and then we do an orientation for everyone. And that's really helpful. We literally sit everybody down in a room and everybody says why they're there, what kind of business model they have, where they're located, and people get to know each other ahead of time. And then they'll use that app to meet up with people for dinner. People always meet up after hours to have conversations, and those are usually some of the most fruitful that they have. And then throughout the week, our team is there to kind of guide everybody from session to session. If there's something that you're looking to learn, we'll always introduce you to another member or vendor partner that can help you. So we're always there making sure we're kind of the engagement team, making sure that everybody gets what they need out of the event. It's probably the least intimidating group for new people to attend there. Everyone's so friendly, they love it, they want a new person there because they want to learn about their business as well.
So what are the dates of the IPI?
It's the most important thing. So everyone is told to arrive on Sunday, August 4th, either that day or earlier. We have a room block that spans the whole week, so you can get in there earlier. Maybe take a couple days of vacation. It's a beautiful resort with a great spa. The conference is the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then everybody usually goes home on the 8th or later if you want to extend your trip at the end.
Okay. So is there a theme this year to the conference? Sometimes there's a theme, sometimes there's not.
It is not our anniversary this year, so we don't have our 1982 theme, but I think the theme is really going to be around how to embrace all these new kinds of equipment, new technologies. I know we're already starting to plan like an AI track and how AI can help you with your business. Really focusing on all these new kinds of equipment and how to really use them to their full potential. So I think a lot of people they know what they've always done and they've done it well, and they get a new piece of equipment and then they're like, wait, there's so many capabilities, I can do so much. Now I'm stuck because there's too much. And so we want to really make sure that people are getting inspired. What can you do? How can we help you? How can other members help you?
So where can people go to get more information on the IPI conference specifically?
They can go to conference.ipiphoto.com, or they can even just go to ipiphoto.com and click on the iPic link there, and it will give you all the information. The agenda is posted. The breakout sessions will start posting in about a month or so, so the education specific topics aren't up there yet, but anything related to what time you need to be there, the trade show, when the trade show is, all of that is already live, and you can already register and you can book your room. So if there's any possibility that you'll be joining us, I highly recommend doing that because our room block usually does sell out.
And you don't want to be off site.
You do not want to be off site. You want to be there where all the networking's happening, and we'd love for everybody to register by May 31st so we can plan accordingly for everybody to come. But we're always welcome to take people that sneak in after the fact, because we know sometimes people aren't available and then their schedules open up. We're always happy to accommodate whatever we need to. So,
well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
How are things going?
Real good.
Hi, I'm Erin von Holdt with the IPI Member Network, and I'm here today to talk to you about the print refinery business model. We started the model back in 2018 with our first location in Louisville, Kentucky, and now we've grown it to 16 locations in the United States and Canada.
So when you say print refinery is a business model, it's not a franchise, and that's where I think people get confused, because it looks like a franchise, but it's not. What do you mean by a business model, and why is it not a franchise?
It's a licensed business model, which has less restrictions than a franchise would. We work to coach businesses, not enforce rules and limit anything. So it's really a custom business model for that photo business.
Sure.
And we help them grow sales and kind of operations, improve in marketing. A lot of different areas within the business is really where we add value.
And so there's no royalty or anything like that traditionally with a franchise. So what is the investment?
The initial investment to get your store design all in place, that's a custom displays, custom atmosphere, dialing in your marketing and that sort of thing. We start at $8,500 for the initial licensing fee. And then one of us will also attend your grand opening, which is kind of a nice benefit, so we can be there on site to help you kind of launch the brand. And then after that, the fee becomes $600 a month, and that includes your IPI membership, all of our marketing services, which many of our members are already using, as well as monthly coaching and ongoing support, website, SEO, all sorts of things. In fact, the full list of benefits is listed on the website at theprintrfinery.com.
So one of the benefits, I think, of being a print refinery is the networking between print refinery members. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because now you've got 16 people who are kind of in it together.
Right, yeah, 16 locations means there's a lot of information sharing, idea sharing, and collaboration. Also, fulfillment is a big one. So you've got this group of 16 like-minded, similar branded locations, and a lot of our licensees use each other for output, wholesale, production, bouncing ideas off of one another. They also share in some pretty robust marketing campaigns, and that's kind of if a campaign works well for one of our locations, in most cases it's going to work well for others. So we really do share a lot of ideas there on the marketing side.
Well, so what type of business is suited for a print refinery? Like who is the ideal photo retailer you're looking for that model?
Sure. Well, the ideal retailer is really anyone that's in the printing space. That could be a camera shop that wants to grow their printing. It could be a print boutique or a photo lab that wants to increase sales. Really, as long as you've got printing capabilities, it's a good fit.
Okay, and in terms of business stage, right, you're kind of setting itself up as a replicable model that other people can adopt.
Absolutely. We've had licensees who have wanted to reinvent their business, and that's kind of a nice, easy approach because we coach you through the process.
Sure.
And then we've also had licensees who are looking to potentially sell their business down the road, and they want to give it a fresh look and a fresh brand, something that's maybe more appealing to a buyer.
And because it's been around for a while, it's proven. I mean, you've got years of documentation of, hey, this stuff works. You know, you've got the Gather box, you've got certain products that are, you know, that have tried and true and have worked for years.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have some signature products that work very well, also proven marketing strategies that work well for our locations, and our real goal is to help licensees grow sales and improve their business. So we do that through retail applications, but also commercial. So we do coach our licensees as well as how to break into the commercial side of printing.
Right.
So that might not be postcards necessarily, but it might mean wall decor for an office or
Right.
commercial archiving.
Sure.
But we have programs and strategies to help you kind of capture that higher volume business.
So one more time, where do people go for more information on the Print Refinery?
Sure, theprintrefinery.com, or feel free to reach out to anyone in the IPI office if you'd like more info.
Hello, I'm Greg Orfeld from Fujifilm. We're here presenting our new Revora 1120 press, 6-color toner press with a 10-bit processor. People seem very excited about it here due to its flexibility and the quality and the fact that it does pink, which really helps on flesh tones, and it expands your color gamut greatly. And you also can do silver, gold, and white. It does a lot of forward qualities, have silver and all that here. And for more information, you can go to fujifilm.com.